Hello friends, welcome back to the Linux distribution videos. In the previous section, we have seen the details of installing VirtualBox in your host operating system. In our case, for Windows users, you are installing VirtualBox in your Windows and the VirtualBox guest additions added to it. This is what the thing we have seen in detail in previous video. Now what we are going to do is we are going to download Ubuntu operating system. Ubuntu is a Linux variant under the flavor of Debian. So Debian is the Unix Linux flavor under which the Ubuntu operating system is created. It belongs to Debian. So varieties of flavors like Debian, Red Hat, Arch Linux, lot of things like that are available in Linux. So every flavor differs with the way in which they handle the packages, they download the files, they make the installations, they invoke their executables. But the core concept of Linux administration system or Linux architecture remains the same, but the way they deal with the packages and files differs from Linux flavors to flavors. One such flavor is a Debian. So under which we have a popular operating system which is being followed in the Debian style, which is being inheriting the Debian features, is Ubuntu. So that is the operating system which is most popular. It is one of the most popular operating systems. Maximum downloaded Linux flavor from Debian is Ubuntu. So that is the operating system which we are going to see now. So now we are going to download a Ubuntu boot image, use that image to install a virtual machine of Ubuntu operating system inside the virtual box. Okay, let's get started. I am opening Firefox, going to visit ubuntu.com, download. So Ubuntu had varieties of options. You can have a desktop operating system or an operating system for server, IoT, for ARM devices, and cloud installation. So there are varieties of representations of Ubuntu. Now what we are going to do is we are going to set up a Ubuntu desktop inside our virtual machine, that is our virtual box. So there are two latest releases available. One is 20.04 LTS, another one is 20.10. So the 20.04 is a long-term support. So this has the support from the Ubuntu community. So they have promised all the softwares are perfect and no issues. If anything, the community can support and help you sorting out the issues. Whereas 2010 is an experimental release, they won't assure any long-term support for you. Of course, there won't be any flaws, but the long-term support from the Ubuntu community won't be there in this. Whereas in Ubuntu, it is a style in which every year there will be two releases. One will be on the April, another one will be on the October. So in the month of April, at the year of 20, which is called 20.04, this is 2020 on April. This long-term release, long-term support version is being released. Another release is given on the month of October, which is 20.10, 2020 and October. So every year there will be two releases. For this year it is going to be 21.04 and 21.10. Like that, every year based on the year and the month they version their releases. This is how the Ubuntu operating system release mode roadmap is designed. Okay. So every 3 or 4 releases once, Ubuntu will release an LTS. Earlier they had 18.04 as an LTS. After that they took some time, and now 20.04 is an LTS. In future version it may be in 21 or in 22 there will be an LTS will be released. But it is not absolutely necessary to stick only for LTS, but if you are going for production release and development, then go for LTS. Okay. So for time being, for our installation purpose, I am going to download 20.04 LTS. Click this link. It will take you to the download screen. it will help you with the download screen with the Ubuntu 20.04 desktop ISO image. Just save the image to your hard disk so that the same ISO image can be used while installing Ubuntu in VirtualBox. I am not going to save it now as the installation as the download has already been done and I have that ISO already available in my machine. If you want, you can just proceed and download the ISO from Ubuntu. Right. Now my Ubuntu installation image is downloaded. What next? Closing the browser, I am going to fire up and start VirtualBox. So this is the VirtualBox we installed earlier from the previous video. Please check the link above for the VirtualBox download and installation. Right. Once you are done with VirtualBox setup, we are going to create a virtual machine. In the machine menu, go to new. What we are going to install here? Ubuntu. So as you type, automatically some recommendations are there here. You can see this is the type, which is Linux. Apart from Linux, they have varieties of operating system recommendations for your virtual machine. So I am going to create a Linux virtual machine with a version Ubuntu 64-bit. If you own a 32-bit operating system, or the operating system you downloaded, the boot image or the installation image you have downloaded is 32-bit, then you have to choose Ubuntu 32-bit. In our case, it is a 64-bit machine with a 64-bit installation image I have downloaded. So I am selecting Ubuntu 64-bit. Next, how much RAM you are going to allocate for your virtual machine? Since my physical computer which I have, this is a heavy 16 GB RAM is available. I just want to give 50% of it to my Ubuntu. Almost 8 GB I am going to allocate for my Ubuntu operating system. Next, it will be going to create a hard disk for you. As I already told, VirtualBox is a sandbox within which an operating system behaves like a complete installation. So that operating system needs primary memory, that is RAM, as well as a physical hard disk memory to store the operating system files. So we need to provide some space from our hard disk for the virtual machine to use for the operating system we are going to install. So I am selecting a virtual hard disk to be created. They are recommending the size of 10 GB. Yes, I am very much fine with this and I am going to create. So this is the hard disk file type we need to choose while going with this VirtualBox disk image. Right. So there are two options. One is with the fixed size, another one is dynamically allocated. So this dynamically allocated will keep our host and guest operating system memory spaces available on demand. So whenever the host operating system has plenty of memory, if the guest we are going to install needs more memory, it can take from the host. If it is using very less memory space, then it can leave that memory space available for the host operating system to consume. So we want to keep the memory space available for the virtual machine dynamic so that whenever it needs, it will use it. So let us keep dynamically allocated for the physical hard disk storage. Next, so what is the size it is recommending? It is 10 GB. So this is the location in which our virtual hard disk for Ubuntu is created. Now we are done with creating a virtual machine and hard disk. Now we are going to install a boot image as well as an operating system Ubuntu using the image we have downloaded in this particular virtual machine. Right click, start, normal start. Now we need to select the ISO for our virtual machine. So we have to select an ISO by clicking. First we need to click this small up arrow button, then it will show you a selector. Here you need to add and select the ISO we have downloaded. So this is the ISO we downloaded earlier, which is 20.04 ISO. I am selecting that ISO and choose. Now my virtual machine is mapped with this ISO. ISO is nothing but installation image. Start. So now the installation process is getting started. So the virtual machine starting booting starts the boot process from the ISO downloaded. It is good to have disk checks so that it will report any bad sectors found. If nothing is there, no errors found, and it will proceed further. So while booting or while trying to install Ubuntu, it will start into live mode. We can choose whether to continue with the live mode or we are going to install the Ubuntu operating system. If you just want to experience Ubuntu, just proceed with live mode. Or you want to install complete Ubuntu and check it in full features, then go with installation. So it will prompt now with the two options. Let's wait. Yep. So try Ubuntu will continue with the live mode so that you just can experience the basic Ubuntu features. Whereas install Ubuntu will do a complete installation for you inside the virtual machine. Let us go with install Ubuntu. So this is a typical operating system installation ski shield which you might be already familiar with Windows installation. We need to choose the language English. Continue. So this is the keyboard language, and the next one is installation type. Normal installation. It will have all the basic amenities for your operating system like your office processing softwares, browsers, games, media players as it mentioned here. If you don't want much more, you can go with minimal installation as well. But I would strongly recommend to go with normal installation. Then like Windows, you used to have updates, right? So time to time Windows operating system pulls the updates from the repository. Similar to this, Ubuntu also while installing it can take the updates from the Ubuntu repository. That's why you need to select download updates while installing Ubuntu. So this will help us to avoid post installation time. Next one is third-party softwares. So a lot more supportive third-party softwares available for Ubuntu's to make it more usable. I'm just going to check this as well. Now continue. So having said normal installation with downloads wherever needed and third-party softwares and everything we need, we have selected the type of installation for Ubuntu. Now it is asking for a complete Ubuntu installation or you want to install Ubuntu alongside Windows. If you want to install it alongside Windows, we need to choose something else and continue. This will ask you for disk partition and allocating space for your Ubuntu operating system to install along with Windows. Since we are using a virtual machine completely dedicated for Ubuntu, I don't want to go with something else. I'm going to erase disk and completely install Ubuntu here. If this is another option given to you while going with dual installation or going to install multiple operating system, you need to choose something else. But it needs advanced knowledge about disk partitions and memory space allocation. Whereas in our case, I'm going to choose erase disk and install Ubuntu completely in the virtual machine. Install now. So it shows these are all the partitions will be formatted for us. Remember, this is a virtual machine. It's not going to affect your host operating system. It is only playing within the sandbox you have allocated, that is the 10 GB of hard disk you have provided for the virtual machine. Continue. Now the disk formatting will be taking place. In Windows, FAT32 was the file system, whereas in Linux they used to have ext4 as the file system. So you have to select the country in which you reside. So for me it is India and continue. It's asking for your name. So I am naming it as Ambasoft and I am naming my computer's name as Ambasoft Ubuntu. Username is I'm naming it as Ambasoft password same Ambasoft. Right. So whether it needs to log in automatically or require a password, you just choose your option and continue. Right. So now the Ubuntu installation is started. You can hold on and wait until the installation process got completed, or you can just go there and grab a cup of tea and then continue what it is doing. But the important thing is it depends on your computer's processor. If your computer is faster enough with good resources, the whole installation process will take within 5 to 10 minutes. It is fully dependent on your machine's performance. Once installation is done, we will come and see how to proceed further. So let us wait until the installation completes. Okay, now we are done with the installation process. So the Ubuntu installation has been completed. Now it's showing installation complete. Restart now. So I'm just hitting the restart button. Please remove the installation medium, then press enter. Okay. So that's about the process of installing Ubuntu in a virtual machine. After the installation, the first boot of Ubuntu is happening now. The installation time varies between 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes it may even take 20-25 minutes based on the speed or configuration on your machine. Now Ubuntu is starting for the first time. This is a complete installation, so you can experiment all the features in the Ubuntu operating system inside the virtual machine. Since we are installing the machine as a guest operating system inside our host, maybe in your Windows host, you may be installing it as a guest. Yeah, this is the login screen. It's up. It's asking for the login, so you just need to key in the password. Oops, I think, yeah, that's all. So it will bring you the Ubuntu desktop. It will take up our internet connection from the host operating system. Yeah, so this is the desktop. It will ask you to configure online accounts if you need to use. I'm just skipping this for now, skipping all the recommendations. Yeah, so now the Ubuntu operating system is ready. Yeah, so this is all about installing the Ubuntu operating system in the virtual machine. Now, after installation, I may need to install certain packages. What we can do for this? In Ubuntu, there is something called Ubuntu software. For installing the software, you just need to hit the Windows key. This is one way. Or otherwise, click the Show Applications and you can type. So either of this way, you can invoke the search box. There you can type Ubuntu software. This is similar to add or remove programs in Windows. It can search over the internet and fetch you all the softwares based on your search and install them in your machine. So this is the tool we need to use for installing any software in your Ubuntu operating system. Right. If you want to start a terminal or the command prompt, in Ubuntu? There are two ways. One is by using the shortcut key Control Alt T. It started. So this is the command prompt. Exit. Another one is using the same Windows key. In the search box type terminal. Clicking this will open the terminal for you. Okay, so this is for the command prompt. I am exiting it. Yeah, so our Ubuntu software application is there. So here all the softwares available are being listed. If you want to install something, go and click the search icon. For example, you may be interested with any type of software. You can just type the software name and you have the options. Here Skype for Ubuntu is here. You just need to type the software name, it will be listed here. So it is as simple as that. You can just type and click the software and install. It will get installed in your machine. So that is how the software installation process is made simpler in Ubuntu operating system. So the main thing, how to start the terminal, is also now right. So similar to Office packages, a Microsoft Office in Windows, Ubuntu has its own Office stack from LibreOffice. One of the thing you can find in the shortcut. This shortcut has LibreOffice Writer. If you want to start a writer, similarly go to the search. You can type Office Writer. If you want a spreadsheet, just type spreadsheet. LibreOffice Calc, which is equivalent to your Microsoft Excel. And similar to the PowerPoint, we have something called presentation Impress. LibreOffice Impress. So you have similar alternatives for your Microsoft suite, but these are open source options. Document viewer is the PDF viewer for you. So almost all the softwares which comes with Windows plus more utility softwares are available in Ubuntu operating system by default. You don't need to install Office Stack or PDF separately. It comes as a part of your operating system itself. So all the basic needs for you to get started with an operating system is available in Ubuntu. That makes it a favorite operating system for all the new people starting with Linux. Yeah, so that's all about getting started and installing a Linux operating system. We started with Ubuntu distribution. If you have any doubts or any comments regarding the installation process or about the current video, please post it down in the comment section. I will answer them. Or if you want some other distributions, you are interested with some other things, that also you can mention in the comment section. I will definitely reply and consider the same in the next videos. In the next video, we will have a look over another new distribution which will definitely of your interest. It will blow away you with its look and feel and everything. Until then, stay safe and be tuned in the Linux space and have nice computing experience with the Linux operating systems. Thank you. See you then. Bye.